Okay. Okay, so because of Spring MVC, anyhow, we have completed. Now you leave it. Okay, don't, I mean, think about the Spring MVC topic. The real thing is actually we need to focus Spring and Data JP and REST API. Okay, then I can tell that what is, are you there? Guys, all are joined or you need time? Mm.
Yes, you.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. What is the real need of this Spring REST API? I don't want to tell anything because of Spring MVC for small thing I'm doing because of you know the problem with the controller and REST controller. I mean REST API and Spring MVC. Spring MVC you can write the logic very quickly, but when you are displaying some content to the user or getting something from the for user interaction, it should be a bit of tedious. Actually, you need to configure more for your whether you are displaying with the GSP, JSP or timelife. Another one file format is there or HTML. It's a stick with the particular if what kind of files you are displaying with the client. You need to configure. This is the problem actually for a developer. That's what they have found that the Spring REST controller. But anyhow, what is the need of configure more? Because of for small coding, we have created folder, we have created JSP folder inside that I kept. But I need to, the user can give the data easily. At the same time, user can get the response easily. We need a proper common format. Okay, we need proper common format for this data transaction, particularly for communication between the client and server. Okay, that's what we are having, that REST API. What is that REST API? Same, whatever we have seen in that Spring MVC, this REST API directly will return the content, okay, in object format. I think you understand, okay. Suppose if I am returning one object, employee object, directly it will return, okay. What is that? Directly means it will convert like a JSON format. JSON is one of the format for object representation or XML format, okay. But by default, it will return directly, okay. Suppose if I am returning /hello, in previous Spring MVC, it will go for the internet resolver. It will add .jsp. It will return, but here not like that. /hello mean what is the object you are returning? Return employee means directly it will return the employee object. Okay, like a JSON format. You can see employee object will be employee ID name like that. Okay, these are all theoretical content. How can I do, sir? Okay, before go for this, REST API, what is the structure of this particular Spring Boot REST API, how it's working? We will spend another 5 to 6 minutes. Then we will see the coding. We can end. Okay, no matter time is we have enough time. Okay, we have completed this one. Actually, what is that? So we need to follow. Now only we are working with a real Spring Boot. Actually, previously we are working with the Spring Boot, but we have used the framework MVC. But here there is no MVC. We want to follow that. Other formatter like REST API. So here if you see normally here actually I want to create one web application. What is that? So this is for you can match this diagram with the REST API. So just anyhow client is going to give that URL like /hello any URL whenever any pressing the button or anything, it will make a request like HTTP format, then controller will process. But here there is no only one controller. There is no dispatcher, nothing will be there. Controller will process. But the thing is inside previous code, I have written all the code inside the controller. But here the role of this controller is just I need to process. Suppose someone is asking, I need biryani in the hotel. The server role is he need to process, but he will connect with the proper person, some person which will be available in that cooking area. So I can say this controller will connect with another one layer. That's what I have written. So we need to follow this all the layer whenever you develop the applications. So this is a service layer. Okay. So instead of writing all the logic in controller role is handling the user request. It will forward the request to service layer. What is service? The name of, if you focus on the name itself, you can tell the answer. Service, nothing but what kind of request, client has made, he need to process. Okay. Controller already give the responsibility to service layer. I want to write some business logic here. Whatever logic I want to write, you can keep all the logic here. So when you working with the service layer, it will connect with the two, two things. One is model. Model already I told that if I create one class that is a model, or Pojo classes, employee classes, what kind of classes I'm creating for my object. The whole thing is whether it's a web project or application, we are transferring object only. Okay, so just we are working with the object only. So this model means my object should be what kind of prototype. So I need to create one Pojo classes employee or anything. I need to give the model. Okay, but when client is giving the request, controller will provide the request to the service layer. Then service layer will communicate with three things simultaneously: model, and suppose if client is want to store data to the database, it will check with the proper model, it will assign all the content, finally it will store in the database. Sometime you need to write the code, sometime I don't want to write any database logic. I need predefined repository, means it will provide one repository, I mean JPA CRUD. It will connect with particular array repository, nothing but it's an interface. Okay, it will connect with the interface. With the help of this interface, automatically data will be stored in the database. Okay, so this is the flow how I can do. Okay, so don't see this picture. So just you need to focus on only this picture. Okay, you forget about this one. You need to focus on only this picture. How it's possible? How to write this, man? So just I will, I will write small code, not for all, logic. For understanding, I will write, small code. So here I will do. Once again, I will create the project. So like any name I can give. So some people consultancy they are calling. Okay, so Spring Boot. So what is the name? Okay, demo, because of this is hand demo. Okay, fine. 112. Okay, now next. So simply I'm working with the Spring Web. So that's it. Enough for understanding. Actually, I need to focus now this code only, very big code, but it will be very interesting for you. But for your understanding, I have written another one code. So like this one. Yeah, actually I forgot to add that. I need to keep the difference. So 112. Okay, fine. Yeah, actually now I have created the project. You know very well the POM file. So I think I copied it, so I will delete. No matter. So should be very careful when you are. That's what yesterday I told, that when you're creating the project, the setup will be very important. Okay, so the name itself, because of I have given the name, but I am unable to change here. That's what I'm getting the problem. So I have given here, but I am unable to change. So we need to give the proper name. Okay, I will remove everything. So for your understanding, Spring Demo 2. Okay, whenever I write here, automatically it will be right here. So I want to keep the same group ID. It's a package. That's it. Everything is same. So I'm working with the version 17. Fine. And next, so I need to get the dependency. So I tick a Spring Web, then click next and finish. Yeah. And now that's okay, because of everything is a number. So that's what I didn't give the number. So now you can easily work. Okay, now you can keep that, this PPT. Same thing, I will create separate classes for all the PPT. Okay, so I want to create 3 classes. Model, no need. So how it will be communicated? So for understanding, okay, I will create one controller. So consider any name you can give. So write, hello controller, any name, or employee controller. So okay, this is the name of my classes for controller purpose. And I told now 3 things. So another one thing is I need to create one class for service. Okay. Yeah. So I will give M service. Okay. It will be big. So I'm giving the name shortly M service. Okay, fine. This is one class. So and okay, controller will connect with the service. Service will is going to connect with the database. Okay, before database, it's I need to write some logic for my database storage. So I am giving like my employee repository or anything. Okay, for your understanding, repository. Okay, that's it. So this is actually this is the structure we need to maintain. For understanding, I have written the single package, but normally when you are preparing that project, you have to keep separately in a separate package. Okay, fine. That's it. Okay, for understanding. So now here I told that this is a controller. So because we are working with the Spring Boot, so I have to mention that my class is a controller. Here I want to work with the REST controller. What is the difference? REST controller. Actually, anyone? Controller nothing but it will it's mainly for Spring MVC. But REST controller, whenever you want to create a REST API, you have to work with the REST controller. The difference is it will default, it will not stick with the view things. Okay, whenever it will return the response to the client, we will get the response directly like a JSON or XML format. But if we are declaring the controller, we need to follow the same structure what we have done previously. Same thing. Yeah. Okay, after I click control space, automatically this import added. Now I need to write one method, any name, public void. I'm writing like employee uh, save. Okay, I'm not saving the proper object for your understanding. Okay, now if you take this picture, I need to connect with this controller. So I need this object. Okay, I need this object. Earlier in Spring, we have done the config in that XML file. But here it's not possible. No need to write all the config. But I need to write my service object. How will you do? So here I will use another one annotation. It's a service. Service nothing but I'm telling that this is one component. Here everything is a component. Okay. Component nothing but everything is a component. IOC container is going to create this particular object. So what kind of classes you are working, you need to use a proper name. Okay. So I am working with the service. So here I am putting services. So if I click control space, yeah, my annotation, automatically it will order the import. And now I can say that it's a service class. Service class nothing but here only I'm going to write the business logic. Okay, any business logic you can write here. But this controller, actually here my role is controller will handling the request. Okay, for handling the user request or API. Okay, fine. What is a repo? Repo nothing but actually in normally Spring Boot will provide two interfaces, CRUD or JPA. These are all will minimize the database access work. But here, for understanding, just I'm writing one method, public void employee save. Okay, yeah, fine. Okay, so just employee save. Here I'm writing like sys out. Consider employee is saved. Once we are getting the result, it should print like this, employee saved. Okay, but real object how to store later, I will use another one software postman. But here this is the process. Okay, so now how can I fetch that particular object? Anyone? How can I get the employee service object from here to here? So this is a controller. Actually, this is the service. Actually, this is a repository. We have one annotation. If you are work with the Spring Boot, you can easily tell class A is there, class B is there. Already I told that I need to inject object of B. What is a way? What is a way?
We can create an object.
Very good. We can create object. Nice answer. But we need to add one annotation. What is the name of that annotation?
Auto wire.
Absolutely correct. Auto wire. What is auto wire? Nothing but what we have done in the XML. We have used a ref keyword, something we have created bean ID. Nothing will be there. Instead of doing so much of config, here I'm using small annotation at auto wire. This is one object. This is one object. I need to inject. So if I write at auto wire, mean automatically what name I mentioned at auto wire near the annotation, automatically the particular object will be injected to my classes. Okay. So here I will do like Jade told same logic I will write here. So here actually this is the controller. Controller is going to handle the user request. Okay, here consider I can keep on request. Fine. Okay, handling the user request, I will write you know one I want to call that repository, but anyhow I need object like he told. So I need to call employee service object. I will use the same name, employee service. Okay, but I need object. If you are simply writing, it's an empty object only. But how will you get the real object? Like he told, we need to use one annotation. Auto wiring nothing but I want to wire nothing but it's a connection between the two component. So I need to make a connections. So I'm using this annotation auto wire for which one? Actually, I want to make a connection with one object for what? I need to bring one object to my controller classes. For what? Okay, I mean, which classes? This one, actually, employee service. So you need to mention the class with the properly, okay, with the object. Now you can mention, okay, you can mention the name of class with the object. Okay, so employee service. Okay, this is the class. I'm creating one object. Okay, emp service. Okay, so both are different. This is a class, this is object. Normally we should write the code. Now you can say that I have injected service object into my controller. Okay, fine. Now the beauty is actually I want to call one method. Actually, I want to connect with the repository. So I need to call this method. Okay, I mean employee controller is there. Okay, sorry, employee control is there. We have created employee service. I need to call this employee service method. What is a method? Actually, we don't have any method. So I will write so public void. You can write same method employee save. Yeah, here also one method. Fine. So this is the controller. Same kind of method I have written, but it's like a chain. From here, by using the service object, I want to call employee service method. This method. Okay. So how can I call? Simply, you can give dot. So you can because of I have already injected this object, I can easily just call this method of employee service. Okay, you can give other name, but normally the developer will give the same name. Because of that, sometimes will confusion will be there. I'm doing the control. I'm working with the controller. I have injected employee service object. By using this object, I want to call one method of employee service. Employee service. That's it. Okay, fine. Now we have employee service, same process. I need to inject employee repository. For injecting, I need to use at auto-where. So at auto-where and what injection? Which class I need to inject? I need to inject object of employee repository. It's difficult to write a full name. If you are not able to write, just you can type 2 letters, then controls plus. Okay, it will provide different classes, what classes you have created inside your packages. So here I not like that. This one employee repository. Okay, so once again control space. So okay, so I am working with the service, so I need to get the repos employee repository object. So I'm writing like this. Where is this one? Actually, I have created classes, but I need to inject the object now. So employee repo. Okay. So that's it. It's a big name. Okay. Now by using this repo, I don't want to doing anything. Just for understanding, I want to print. I mean, we have employee repo object, but I need to call real method of this employee repo. We have another one method employee save, but I need to call. Okay, I need to call this method employee save. So inside employee service, I have injected the employee repo method. I'm calling. Okay, by using that employee repo dot. So it's like a chain only. Okay, so yeah. Okay. Now we can come for employee repository. Okay. Finally, consider that we are passing one object from client to controller. Client will give the URL. Controller will connect with that service. Service is going to connect with the repository. Finally, consider. Just imagine. Repository is going to save the content. Okay. So actually here only we need to write the database logic, but next code. Okay, for understanding. Now I will run. If I run, actually, the problem is actually we are working with the Spring Boot. It's a web applications. Okay. So we need to inform. Actually, the controller is having, but controller need any URL. Okay. It need any URL. Without URL, it's not possible to, execute this method. Okay. So actually, user will give any URL. That URL need, then only depend upon the API, it will execute. So I'm informing to my controller whenever user is giving like this, okay, request mapping. So whenever user is giving you know employee, the meaning is whenever user is giving employee, you need to execute this particular method. Understand actually. In the browser, I will give like a localhost 9000/employee. Then automatically my controller will execute this method. When my controller is executing this method, it will call employee save method inside employee service. Okay. Then already I have injected on repository, object. By using this repo object, just I'm calling one method of repository. Finally, it will print. Okay. So same picture, whatever we have drawn here, same thing I have done. So we here, anyhow, my browser is a client. So controller will get the API, then it will call the method of service layer, then it will call the actually repo here, then it will call the method of repository. Okay. Then next coding, it will be all the thing will be there. Okay. So okay, now we can run. So how will you run? Actually, here it's like a core Java thing only. So you have to start your before that. Just check that. Okay, I need to start. Okay, you can write here. I mean, you can click here, or you can work with that particular arrow. Oh, okay. We need to save before. Okay, so now I think I launched. So already it's so yeah. Again, it's a problem. So just you field employee repo in a employee service required a bean type for employee repository that couldn't be found. So we are injecting something, but unable to find. So we need to focus more. Okay, fine. Okay, one by one we can see. I have injected employee service. Then here I have injected employee repo. Okay, fine. So in employee, yeah, yeah. The thing is actually I forgot to mention this is a repository because of in Spring programming, everything is a component. So one component will connect with the other component only. If it is not a component, it's not possible to connect. So I mentioned that this is a repository. Okay, so just I'm mentioning this is a repository. Okay, fine. I hope now the error will not come. Yeah. Okay, fine. So I want to run. I will close whenever you change, just you close everything, and yeah. Now I will work. I missed one annotation. That's what I previously it was showing. Now it's working fine. I didn't do any logic. Listen, I didn't do any logic. But how it's connecting with other component? We have four component. I mean three component: controller, at rest controller, one component, and the service, that is one component, and repo, that is one component. I missed that annotation at repository. That's what unable to connect with the repository. Now it's okay, error is over. But the thing is whether we are getting the proper thing. Okay, whether we are getting the proper content. So actually where I have written finally in the employee repo, I have written employee saved. Is it possible to see the things? Now actually compiled and run it. But when the user is giving this particular URL, then only it will work. Actually slash, I forgot to add the slash. Okay, when the user is giving like slash employee, then the controller will fetch this method until nothing will happen. Okay, so okay, okay. So now I will this is the previous API for previous code. What is that code? Employee. Okay, so I will give yeah. The site can't be reached. I think my server is not running. So 10 it and just I will yeah, you confirm that actually you have started the proper application. I have started my Spring Demo 2 application only. Now I want to run. And the thing is, actually, listen, in this particular thing, actually, I didn't mention any server.port. That is a problem, actually. Because of default port is, what is the default port? 8080. But I have given here, what is the port? 9000. If I give a default port, it will work. So 8080. Okay. Now it's working. Suppose if you want to work with the port, actually here you need to give. So I forgot to add the port, but no problem. Default port is there. Even if you are not mentioning that port, the default port for Tomcat is 8080. But when when you access in this 8080, you need to give properly. Okay. So here previously I have done 9000. Okay, fine. Now I didn't display anything. For our understanding, simply you can check with the console. Okay, so I can confirm that employee is saved. Okay, yeah. Here simply three component created. I connected one to one. Okay, finally I printing one statement. That is not a motto of this program. The motto of this program is completely how the logic is working. Okay, how the logic is working. Actually, I have connected with these three. How the logic is working properly. Okay, this is the process. Okay, suppose if you are creating any code so for normal CRUD operations, this is the process. Actually, you have to keep this kind of process only, but you have to write some extra logic here. Here I am not creating the object or anything, simply printing, but later we need to create model object. Sometime user will fetch the object, or sometime user will put the object or update the object or delete the object. How it's possible? So maybe today another 10 minutes I will take, or try to, I'll maximum I will complete within 1 hour. Okay, how can I write that logic? Actually, this is a one program. What program I am going to show you? This one program will contain all the concept. Because of, if you are understanding this proper CRUD, okay, it will be very easy for you. Okay, in this program, actually UI part today I'm going to work with the Postman. Postman is a ready-made applications. So normally here I am giving all the API here, but sometime when I'm inserting the data, it's not possible here. So we have some predefined ready-made application will be there. We can use that Postman also. Okay, by using the Postman I will do. Okay, now I think what I try to ask you till now you got it. So it's a very important. That's what I have written small thing. Yeah, till now I think you got the familiar things. Yeah. So I think other people are busy with work. I think I don't know. So maybe sometime here maybe they're busy with work. Because of you guys are joined, I'm the responsible person. I need to give the proper understanding for you. So Jitendra, you got it. Jitendra and ma'am and everything. I think everyone got the idea. Okay, fine. No need to waste the time. But the thing is, yeah, the thing is, once again, I need to create separately again and again. But here, no need to create because I have the code. But you should know how to create the code. That's what I have written this small code. But now I think no need. I will already have created. I worked with from till yesterday afternoon. I have worked with this code. I completed. I will show, but one by one I will show you. Maybe it will take another 5 to 10 minutes extra, but if you're spending another extra, I mean 10 to 15 minutes, it will be very easy for us. We can create the code. Yeah, we can go for the code. Yeah, actually, here next I'm going to create Spring Data JPA with the combination of, I mean, REST API only. Inside this REST API, whenever users want to store the data, he want to use this logic, Spring Data JPA. JPA nothing but, I will tell very simply. Previously, we are working with the JDPC, but later, actually, previous versions, people will work with the Hibernate. JPA nothing but, actually, what is the difficulties of our Spring? We have created table myself. Did you see yesterday? Suppose if I want to store any database, I need to, okay, Oh, okay, okay. Sorry. The Django is completely different. Seriously, Jitendra, actually, Django completely different. I don't know, but I don't like Django is completely different. Okay, no problem. But if you know the logic, it will be very easy. 2 plus 2 in English, 4. In Hindi, what is the name of the 2 in Hindi? Ek, do. I mean, I don't know. Ek, do plus do or char. Same thing only. So logic will be, same for everything. Okay, fine. Where I left. So now in this PPT, JPA nothing but what is the difficulties of a previous session? Actually, I need to create a database. I need to create a database. That's okay. But what are all the tables? What are all the tables I need for my project? I need to create. But when you listen, you believe. I think if you are working with the JPA, no need to create table. Okay, that is the one difficulty we have. We need to create the table. We need to match our Java properties with our table. In JDBC we will do, but here I'm going to write the code Java programming automatically by using the JPA. It will convert like a table. It will be magic, very magic actually. This is considered. This is the Java code. Okay, I will write now. No need to write it. This is the Java code. Okay, so maybe employee classes. Okay, normally what we will do, this is the employee class. We will write one database table here, employee table we will store. That is the logic. But here, suppose if I use the JPA nothing but Java persistent API. This is a responsible person. Okay, it will provide the database tables for you. What is the database table? Nothing. Okay, it will refer your class. Yeah, one person will be their entity manager. So he will, the real, work of this particular JPA is, this is very interesting. Actually, it will, refer your classes. Depend upon your classes, it will provide the table. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. We can see. So here, actually, it will provide one table. Then next question is, no, actually, in your employee classes, you are using like a variables. How it's possible to create the database table? Behind this scene, actually in JPA, in build, it will work with the Hibernate and JDBC. Actually, it will convert your object. Actually, you are converting your object into, you know, relational. That's what we can say. It's a ORM. எப்படி சொல்றது? So sorry. ORM, object relational mapping. Object nothing but this is object. Okay. So I can say it's a ORM tool. This is a relational. Normally, MySQL is a relational. So I want to convert this object to relational. You know. So JP is a person. So I can say it's a ORM tool. Okay. Normally, JPA is just an abstraction, but when you inside the JPA, we have different ORM tool, Hibernate, Hypertext, Toppling will be there. But this is a core, clear info about this JPA. But you should know what is JPA. This is a separate field, but you should know here we are not going to write. We are not going to write any kind of tables or anything. Automatically, it will create. Our motto is, write the code for business logic. Okay, consider almost every problem is cleared. I don't want to, to do any XML config. I don't want to install my Tomcat server. I don't want to do anything extra XML, component related config. Everything should be done by SpringBoot. Then what is the real work for me? Just we need to write small logic only. Then easily we can build more components. We can connect. Okay, how it's okay. So we can go for, we can close this one. Same process, whatever I have written, same thing I need to follow here. This code bit of, big, not a very big level code, small, big, but maybe another 10 minutes I will take, then we will complete. Okay. So I will remove, I don't want to confuse you. So I will remove every files. So just you can make close all the applications. Okay. So here, if you don't want to open this project, just you can select and you can, close this project. Okay. Everything will be closed. Now I'm working with this particular, Spring Boot CRUD. Okay, fine. Okay, leave it. What is that? Same process only. Here, if you see here, the motto of this project is I need to create one employee. I mean, how can I say? I need to create one CRUD application, sir. Employee management. Okay, CRUD application. Employee. Sometime client will store the employee. Client will get the employee, or a client will, update the employee, or client will delete the employee. How it's possible? Same process. Previous program I didn't write a module. Here I have write a model. Okay, this is a model. Then next question is, what is that? Something is added, very new things. No worries, because of we are working with the JPA. I'm going to work with the REST controller, but REST controller, when REST controller is for only for controller. Okay, controlling the request. For database, actually the my whole idea is I need to convert the whole class like a table. How can I convert that? So we need to follow some JPA annotations. Okay, so I am considering that, hey man, even if I'm writing the class, you consider that this class is a entity. Entity nothing but, in Java I'm using the word object or class, but when you go for a relational, this word we can say it's an entity. Because of this class is going to be converted like a table. Okay, so another annotation is table. What is the name of this table? Implies. If you are not giving this table annotation, it will take this name. Okay, okay, anyone can say what is this ID? What is this ID? I didn't explain, but for your understanding, just you can say what is ID? What is the use of this ID? Don't worry, I will
Prim
complete with.
pri-
I
primary key.
think, yeah, Jera thought, don't lie. Actually, you worked more. That's what these questions you answering. Primary key. Because of anyhow, primary key is a unique identification. Okay, fine. So I need to maintain that uniqueness. That's what I consider. We have four variables: ID, name, salary, destination. But I want to, I want to just, I'm informing that this is a primary key for my table. So that's what I put this annotation. ID nothing but it's annotation. This one actually we have different options. Sometime we can give the value for this ID. Sometime automatically it will generate. Okay. Now actually we can give. Okay. Same how you are creating previously. We have created on employee classes. I'm telling that this class is entity. Then you know how to create getter and setter method. Right click and source getter and setter method. That's it. Okay. Now model is ready. Okay. As per the picture, this model is ready. Yeah, fine. Model is ready. Then I need to create controller and service and one interface, repository interfaces. Database no matter. Okay, database is separately. We are not going to create. Automatically, it will be created inside the database. So I need to create these are all things. So okay, now you can come here. It's a controller. Yeah. So here, actually, I'm using REST API. Whenever you see this particular annotation, you can say that it's a REST API. Okay, fine. And in this particular project, whatever URL is user is going to give from the browser, whatever URL is coming from the UI, it will start with the slash employee. Okay, that's what I have mentioned. Okay, so inside I am using slash ID. The whole thing is, even if I give slash ID means the thing is, it will be whenever user has to give like this localhost 90900 slash employee slash ID. Okay, or you can directly you can write here. Here I have added so many annotations. Okay, what we have done previously, same thing. I have created employee service and employee repo, and this service nothing but it's a small interfaces, because of I need to write different logic for this code. But later I will create another one classes, so I need to write different logic. So I need a common abstraction. So I'm keeping employee services interface, but I need to implement all the method. So here I kept another one file, employee service implementation. Here only I have written all the business logic. Okay, don't think bad. Actually, very easy only. Once you are, I want to tell, don't try to write each and everything. Just you copy and paste, but you should know the logic. Fine. Finally, actually, it will store in the database. Okay, so database where it is actually here. I told when we work with the Spring, we will provide all the config detail in the XML. But here, no need to go for XML. Just I am informing. This is the port I want to work with the Tomcat. Okay, but if I want to work with the database, I need to inform proper URL. You know how to make a JDBC connection. So here I am working with the Spring. So my URL is okay. This is localhost 3306. This is the database I have created. Okay, database you need to create, but no need to create the table. So this is a username and password. I told here actually my class will be converted like a table. So I need to inform. I need to get the help of JPA. I'm informing, hey JPA, I need to convert my class into table. So that is this one dialect. Dialect nothing but it's like MySQL jar. So it will automatically, this three lines, the whole motto of this three line is, so what is that? It will convert our employee classes into, table. Okay, so that is the process of DDL auto. So update mean later if you are once again if you are running means, even if you are creating already table mean automatically it will be updated. This one for when you are doing that conversion, you can see what kind of SQL statement this JPA is writing. Okay, it's for locking purpose, no need. Okay, this is the file. Okay, so I have written some this is the format we need to give later. So this is the JSON format I told na previously. Actually we are displaying the JSP pages, but now directly we are returning the object to the browser, but browser will understand like this only. So this is the format we need to give for this particular code, or some, this is the format our code is also returning to the web page. Okay, this is a JSON format for your understanding. Yeah, fine. Okay, what are the things you have added? So here, if you see here, same thing. I am working with the web app. Okay, whatever we have added previous thing, same thing. This is already I have added previously. If you add this web means automatically this Tomcat everything will be downloaded. I have added only one two things extra. What is that? I am working with JPA. So I have added Spring Boot starter data JPA. This is the dependency for JPA support. JPA nothing but it mainly for ORM. ORM nothing but converting our class into table. Okay. And here anyhow I want to create with the database. I mean I want to create the tables. Okay. Because of JPA will create employee table. That MySQL. Yeah, fine. This is the dependency file. Okay. Normally, when you are selecting, actually, you can see here. So you can tick like this. So simply for understanding, I will close it. Actually, what all things you have to tick this one, you have to tick this one. Okay, that's it. And you have to tick MySQL. Here we are working with this three dependency only. Okay, fine. So I will close it like the way I have created. So model class, then employee controller. Okay, then employee service. Okay, employee service mean here I have created the interfaces. Here I have given the implementation. I will explain, don't worry. So here I have given the implementation, and finally I need to store in the database. But here it will be very interesting. One empty interfaces will be there. This is my own interface, but if you see this picture, I am getting the help of whom? Predefined repository. Already they have written. Actually, this one I am getting the help of predefined repository. This predefined repository has some method for inserting data in the table, updating, deleting. So I am getting the help of this predefined method. Okay, you need to write like this. Two line is enough. No need to write very big logic for the data storage. That's it. Now what will happen? This controller will connect with the service. Service will connect with the repository. Finally, this JPA will make our employee classes into table in the database. It's possible. It's possible to it's possible to make a table. Yeah, it's possible. We will run. Once we run, I will take another 5 minutes to explain this particular controller and service implementation. Then we can finish it. Okay, no worries. Okay. Yes, almost same what we have written previously. Everything is the same, but a little bit extra logic I have written. Okay, fine. I want to run. Okay, so Spring Boot up. Yeah. Yeah, listen, when actually that Spring container is doing this thing, you can see this. Just you can focus this one. Actually, it will working with the JPA. Inside the JPA, actually we are having different component entity manager factory. These are all the entity manager is the responsible person for converting employee into but actually it will refer all the properties in our PAM file. Finally, it will make a connection with the database. Okay, because of it will create it on database object also. Yeah, this is the object reference. Okay. Anyhow, whatever it is, how will you believe that? You need to check with the database whether it's created the table or not. Actually, we have created already, but today also we have updated the table. Otherwise, I will create the database once again. We can make it. So I want to go for this particular database. I want to open the MySQL. Okay, so much of database is there. So root. So okay, I need to get the database name. Anyone can say where it will be there? Anyone? Where I told my database config thing where I have written, guys. So here I have mentioned that URL, username, password about my database. Which file? Which file? Don't mistake me. I'm not asking question. Maybe if when I ask now something, you will, anyone. It's a lunchtime. Whether you there or not, guys.
Yes, sir. We are here.
Yeah. Actually, no problem. Actually, if you see the file, everyone know. Okay. I written all the config here. Actually, here only. Please, a JPA, just try to connect with this particular database. This is a username and password. You need to create the table employee. Okay. So what is the name of this database? This is the database I have created. Okay. So just I copy here and I want to enter this particular, I want to see where what kind of table is there. So I want to use this particular database and okay. Now, is there any table is there? I want to see. So just I'm writing show tables. Yeah, we have one tables, but actually this is a real table. Seriously, I didn't create anything. This ABA has created this table. Select star from, okay, employees. Okay, employees. Fine. Seriously, man. This is already I have worked with this one. Okay, so it's updated this table. So if you are not believing, actually, once again I will change the database. So I will create a database for you. Database, my imp, test DB. Okay, simply I'm giving the name. So much of name is there. That's what I'm giving big name. Okay, I want to use this name. Yeah, fine. But now there is no table. Listen, it will be interesting. There is no. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I need to go for this this table now. So use my. This is the database I have used. Created now. So just I am using the same name. I want to go inside the table. Okay. Now I will be in this new database. Is there any table I want to see? Seriously, there is nothing will be there. Empty set only. But once again, I will run now. So, but before running, I need to change here. I want to change the table. Now I have changed the table. Yeah, my m test db. Okay, I didn't do anything. Same thing only, but this time I have changed. Whether the table is created or not, I need to check now. Once again, I will stop this code. Okay, I will run. Okay, so remove everything. Okay, so now I need to run once again. Okay, the beauty will be, it will be created. Yeah. So now actually, before I go for the MySQL, I can tell it's a created. If you see here, I didn't write any query, but my JPA is writing the query. Can you able to see? Create table, employee, salary. Okay, everything will be created by JPA. Okay, 100%. How will you believe that? Just you can check the tables. Yeah, it's a created. I am in the same database. My employee, m test DB. Okay, now I want to select star from. Okay, so oh sorry, select star from employee. Okay, the table name I need to give. Yeah. What is that? Mm, I think I have given the wrong name. EM. Okay, select show tables. Okay, you need to give properly. Select star from. I want to fetch all the record. EMP LOYES. Okay. What happened? So I think I have stopped or not. So we have sorry, it's a table is created, but table is created, but there is no data. That's what it's empty set. But we can confirm that actually table is created. Okay, so we can see the structure, ID, designation, and name and salary. Okay, if you see here, this all the field almost same in our employee classes. Here, actually ID, name, salary, designation. Okay, what kind of things are it's a big magic actually. Seriously, it's automatically convert all the things so it's possible to add the data Yeah, it's possible to add the data. How we can add the data? We need to use one tool. Okay, so that is a postman. Okay, so this postman nothing but this is a, you can say that it's a UI. Okay, actually we need to create a Spring, I mean develop a React or any other framework. We need to create a UI part. But before creating UI part, I need to check whether all the API here, everything will be in URL only. So all the controller methods, every URL is working fine or not, I need to check here. Okay, so how will you check? Just you have to open here. Okay, so you can see the controller. Okay, anyhow, these are all the API. Actually, if I want to see all the employee detail, I need to get slash employees. If I want to see the particular employee detail, slash employees ID. How it's possible? Okay, first I want to insert. For inserting, where is the data? Actually, inserting, we have one data here. Actually, post mapping. Post mapping, nothing but actually request mapping is the same. Inside request, we can give post, or directly we can use this annotation. Post mapping, nothing but I want to add an object. So that's what I'm using this request body. Request body, nothing but I need to add this employee object into my table. So I'm calling service to save employee. Where is service? Okay, if I explain this one method, remaining method you can understand. So then it will go for this particular this method. It will call this particular method save employee. Okay, but at the real implementation, actually it will be there. So it will call this particular save employee method. Where it is? So actually yeah, here actually I am passing on object through the postman. That content object will come here. It will finally it will ascend here. So here I have injected employee repository. So by using the AutoWare, I have injected, I'm calling save method. Once again I'm passing, I'm calling save method. Okay, so where is save method? You can see here, but nothing will be there. The thing is, actually it will all the method, this is the predefined interfaces. Okay, no need to define here. Automatically in backend it will call the save method. It will save our employee object. Okay, okay sir. Anyhow, bit of I have, I got some point, but how can you please show me how to give the data? Okay, okay, so just you can open this. You have to mention very clearly what is that. So I need to use post. Okay, REST API nothing but it's a group of proverbs, HTTP verbs. Get, post, put or delete. Get, post, put or delete. Okay, so I need to use slash employees. That's it. And I need to select post. And I have to use one object. But this time I'm working with the UI. So I am giving that my object is a JSON format. Okay, what is JSON format? You have to give like this. This is the JSON format. So my table is empty. Okay, I need to add this data. This is actually employee object. Name of the object is ID is one. This is the object. So you can open. Okay, just you can select the verb. Yes, three things we can do. Four things. One thing is we can get the object, or we can post the object, or we can put or delete. These are all the basic thing. So later you can do. So I want to select post. What is that port? You need to check. Just you can come here. What is the real port? So the port is 9,000 only. So I can give like this, slash uh, same thing only, 9,000 only. But now the question is, what is a URL? Because a controller has to understand what is a URL. URL is like this. Yeah, we will complete. Okay, no worries. What is that? A post, nothing but URL, nothing is there. If you are simply writing slash employees, okay, automatically it will fetch all the it will execute this particular method. It will call service, it will call the repository. Finally this employee object will be stored in the table. Okay, why I'm writing here means whatever URL is coming, it will start with the slash employee. Okay, but here there is no mapping. So simply we need to give slash employee. Okay, I will copy here slash employee, but here don't forget you need to change it's a post. Okay, so I'm giving. Okay, okay, but I need to pass the object now. So how can I pass the object? So I'm copying. Okay, from already I have taken. So just I will copy. Okay, you can keep in a separate document. Now we have one options. Because of I'm going to send my employee object, the body is like this only. Okay, the body is like this only. So I will previous thing I will copy here. ID is a one and the name is John 2. Okay, salary is 50,000 and service engineer. But everything should be very proper, should be very correct. Because of, if I, instead of selecting post, if I select anything wrong, nothing will come. Okay, but I need to select properly. I need to select post. Then if there is a question, how will you select postman? Because of I'm using the postman annotation. Postman nothing but post mapping, nothing but it will mainly use it to add the object. Okay, posting something to the server. Okay, in the database. So now I will run. Okay, how will you run? Just you need to click send. Send nothing bad. This is a UI part. I am the client. I am working with the UI. I have written properly. Hey, just now I have started on server. You can connect with this port 9000 and you can refer this URL. Then server, actually our controller will see this URL inside our code. It will fetch this URL. So just I am clicking send. Yeah, it's a returning one. The returning one, it's a, it will return, actually you can, it's a confirmation, status confirmation. You can see here status is okay, there is no failure. But how will you confirm whether it's working or not? Actually you can see here, when I give that a user object, actually what will happen, it will, JP is automatically write the query. These are all the, like, prepared statement. It will get the data from, our UA part, postman. Finally, it have added, but originally, I mean, 100%. How will you believe that? Once again, I want to show the, select the records. Okay, we have one table employee now. Previously, there is no record. Now I try to, select the record. Select star from employee. Okay, employee or employees. Okay, now you can see. Yeah, got it. Yeah, it's interesting, man. So we have added one record. Okay, once again, I will add another one record. So now two. So I'm using, like, J Ratut. Okay, so salary is 1,50,000. Okay, so software engineer. Okay, once again I am trying to give send button. What will happen? Yeah, so here once again I want to select all the employees. Can you able to see? Got it, guys? So I think yeah, yeah. Yeah, because of it's bit of because of I have taken some time. No matter, because of so much of errors we have cleared. That's what I was taking. Even if I'm taking more time, it will be really helpful for you. Within 5 minutes, I will. Now this is the time I can close it now. So actually, but you need to, here repo. Here I didn't do anything. Same thing. Just I'm calling. I'm calling a corresponding method. Okay, I have injected service object here by using the service. Suppose if you take post mapping, I'm calling by using the service object to save employee. Okay, so because of this is posting. I'm posting something. That's what I'm using the post mapping. So you need to go for the employee service. In employee service, actually we have interface. So it will directly it will refer this particular save employee. So the save employee inside, actually inside this particular employee service implementation, I have injected employee repository. By using this employee repository, I'm calling the save method with the argument employee. Because I'm giving that employee details like a JSON format. Okay, then it will call repository. Here the magic is I didn't write any kind of JDBC or any code. Nothing will be there. It will automate. It will have different things will be there. If you see here, actually if you see the document, it will have a different code will be there here, like a flush and a save all flush, like that. We have used the save method. Okay, so much of method will be there. It's a predefined method. I'm using the save method. So now I can able to just I am getting the help of my repo. What is the name of this repo? JPA repository. We have CRUT repository, but JPA will have some extra advantages. It will save my employee object into the database. How it will know database? It will refer this application properties. When you create in the when you run the application itself, the database is created. The table is also created. Now the employee, what I have entered from the UI part, this content actually two will be entered into table. Yeah, I can able to see. Okay, for that's it. I mean, then how will you update? So okay, nothing. Suppose if it is only for a post, suppose if you want to update, actually this is a put. There is a difference. Put nothing but the data already, the row will be there. I need to update something. Actually, J Rathod getting 1,50,000. I want to change, like three. Sorry, here I'm changing like So 3 lakh. Okay, so 3 lakh. I put like this. Now I'm trying to run. Now you can see that check with the database. Yeah, some error will be there because of actually here. Why it's a error showing the error? I didn't mention that ID, so I need to mention because of I have written inside the code like this. So what is the J Rathod ID 2? Now I will try to send. Now it's okay, fine. I didn't get any errors. How will you see? Actually, previously this is details 1,50,000. I want to see the record, new record. Yeah, J Rathod 3,50,000. That's it. Okay. Anything you can do. Very easy. Actually, once you complete this testing, we can go for the React. We can make a connection. Tomorrow I will do it. Okay. Suppose if I want to connect everything, I have written the inside the controller like this. Simply employees, it will return all the code here. Yeah. Once again, my code is transferring all the JSON object to my, my postman. Here, if you see here, actually you can see. Yeah. Every object will be in the JSON format. Can you able to see, guys? This is the logic. Actually, once you I know it's very difficult to understand every code within, but at least if you know the flow means within 1 or 2 days, you can create another CRUD with extra features. Sorry, I'm really sorry. Thanks for your time and effort. Whether you also stay with me without a single person not leaving me. It's really happy for me. So I really thank you. But maybe some difficulties will be there. I have taken some time because of for your understanding. So much of error cleared. Thank you. So I think we can leave now. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank
Anyone?
you
I
so
will.
much, Raja sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So
So
tomorrow. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, tomorrow we are going to meet again at 11, right?
Mhm.
And the remaining part we will cover. And I
Okay.
think you will also showcase the front end, back end integration in that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So maximum I will cover with the React also. I will try to give the make a connection between React and Spring Boot. I will try to give